Hi guys, it's Carrie from Super Vibes. Thank you so much for joining me this week. We are continuing our exploration in using mudra for yoga and meditation. And this week we're specifically working with the theme of potential. So the mudra that we're going to be working with is the Kangula Mudra. So the Kangula Mudra is said to activate our hidden talents and gifts, awakening somatic intuition, which is that gut feeling that sometimes gets covered up by all the outside noise in the world. It also harmonizes human biorhythms with the rhythms and cycles of the natural world. So imagine the potential of us as humans if we can find harmony with the rhythms of the natural world and the cycles of the natural world. And that's sort of what Ayurveda, the sister science of yoga, is all about. And this mudra is done by bringing the ring finger down to the palm and then joining the tips of the index, middle, and little finger together with the thumb. And we can place this mudra with the hands on the thighs, palms up, and we can move it around the body to unlock the potential of our different energy centers. So for our Simply KickASSana practice today, we're going to begin with our mat against a surface on which we can elevate the legs. So that can be a wall or a chair or even like a footstool. And then you're going to come to sit against that surface so that you're supported, so that the back body is supported by that surface. And then go ahead and create that mudra with each of the hands. So again, the ring finger toward the center of the palm, and then the thumb touching the tip of each of the other three fingers. And then just let your hands rest, palms facing up. And from here, we'll just gently tuck the chin, let the head just get slightly heavy forward, and close the eyes, and just let your awareness come to the breath. So let's begin by just emptying and letting go of whatever it is that we might be holding on to today that just doesn't serve our full potential. So take a deep breath in through the nose. And as you exhale, sigh it out through the mouth. And let's do that 2 more times. Inhale through the nose. And sigh it out through the mouth. 1 more of these at your own breath pace. And then just gently let the breath return to its natural rhythm. And notice any sensations around coming to the mat and emptying out this vessel. So I had a yoga teacher that used to say, when you come to the mat, you should come to the mat open, empty, and bare. Open-minded, with an empty belly, and with bare feet. And when we come to the mat, when we show up on the mat in this way, we've created a blank canvas on which to allow our full potential to create and to rise up. So let's spend just another moment or 2 letting the breath create that expansion as we inhale, that space in the body for that potential to rise up. And the exhale continues to clear and release and let go of those things which may be obstacles, may be holding us back from recognizing our true potential. And in your mind, maybe you start to sense in that deeper level of intuition what some of those things might be. Maybe there's an outdated habit pattern that's preventing you from moving into your full potential. Maybe it's a thought pattern, an emotional heaviness or baggage that needs to be released. Allow yourself to empty your cup, empty your bowl of all of those preconceived notions so that you can be free and empty to receive whatever's meant to rise up for you in this practice today. From here, as you inhale, feel yourself get a little longer through the spine as you rise up through the crown of the head. And then on your exhale, let your chin drop forward and just feel a gentle stretch in the back of the neck. Take another inhale, and on your exhale, start to turn the head just a little bit so that the chin is moving more toward the collarbone. And then let the head get heavy again. And just feel how that shifts where we're opening in the throat. And then from here, lift the chin. Bring it back to center. Take an inhale to find your long spine through the neck and the crown of the head. And as you exhale, drop the chin again toward the chest, and then turn it slightly toward that right collarbone. Once again, letting the neck soften as the head is heavy and the breath is moving. So we're starting to clear the space of the energy center of the throat chakra, that space from which we communicate love, support, compassion through deeply listening and speaking our truth. Sometimes we speak from a space of old habit patterns, old outdated thoughts, from a place of our emotional baggage. So we can take the time to clear some of that out of this throat space so that we can communicate with authenticity and from that space of our true potential. So come on back to center with the head and just take a moment to move the shoulders around. Taking a moment just to visit, opening the heart space. And then from here, we'll go ahead and shift to the hands and knees so that we are able to move that spine. So a little different today in this process. What I want you to do is go ahead and bring your feet against whatever surface that was that you were using to support your body, and press the balls of the feet into that surface. We're going to take our cat-cow this way. So feel the feet pressing into the wall. Feel the fingers spreading and the fingertips gently gripping the mat. And begin to move through your cat-cow. So as we move through cat-cow, We're undulating the energy centers all along this Sushumna Nadi, that central channel where the 7 primary chakras reside. And we're just going to take a few moments to really open this area of the body, all of these energy centers, so that true potential can begin to move through us. So let yourself take just a couple more of these cat-cows. Maybe wiggle the hips a little bit from side to side, maybe shift forward and back a little bit. So you're starting to let the movement be more organic and noticing where in your body you're feeling stuck, stagnant, blocked, and using the breath and this freedom of movement to open these spaces. You can make circles with the shoulders. You can make circles with the hips. And take just another moment of play here. And then we're going to keep the toes tucked and the balls of the feet on the wall and drop back or on your chair or whatever you're using for support today. Drop back into a child's pose, and this will be a little higher maybe than what you're used to. So as you drop back, come onto your fingertips. Lift the heart a little bit. Let the spine get really, really long. And then just wiggle a little bit here. Wiggle the shoulders, maybe find some infinity shapes with those shoulders. And then when you're ready, you can drop down onto the forearms and just let the forehead meet the mat. So feel the third eye space, right where the hairline resides on the forehead, and just sort of rock that from side to side on your mat here. Imagining we're opening the potential for that intuition, that somatic intuition, the gut, that deep inner wisdom. And then when you feel ready, go ahead and rise up. We're going to take a downward facing dog with our feet on the wall. So you're going to tuck your toes, press your feet into the wall, lift the hips, and press the hips back. So we got a big stretch here happening in the toes, in the backs of the legs, very powerful through the arms. Nice long spine here. Now on the inhale, we're going to shift forward into a high plank, so the hips will be a little higher than usual. And then on the exhale, we're just going to press back. Do this a couple times. Inhale to shift forward and exhale to press back. One more time, forward and back. Now as you come into this back position, we're going to take that right foot and actually just put it on the wall or the chair, whatever it is that you're using. And feel the right foot press into that surface. Maybe as you do that, the left foot lifts and then you lower it back down. And let's switch here. So now the right foot is going to be on the wall, ball of the foot on the mat. The left foot comes up higher on the wall or the sofa, whatever it is that you're using. Maybe start to push into the left foot. See if the right leg wants to lift at all. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. That's okay. Just feel the push of that left leg. And then from here, let's take another child's pose. So now let's go ahead and take the tops of the feet, press them into the earth, and drop back into the classic version of your child's pose. From here, you can take a moment to wiggle your fingers, move the wrists around, wiggling out any tension in the shoulders, the arms, and the hands. Oftentimes, when we come to the mat, we limit ourselves, we limit what we can do because of those old, outdated belief patterns or emotions. So if we come to the mat open, empty, and bare, we might find that there's something new that we can try. There's something maybe more challenging or slightly outside of our comfort zone that we can do that we've never done before. So it's about discerning between fear and the old stories that we tell ourselves and the reality of what is safe and appropriate for us. So let's come back to the hands and knees. And I'm going to invite you to revisit that little cycle of movement one more time. So bringing the feet back to the wall, the balls of the feet back to the wall, the toes are curled under. Coming to the hands and knees, lifting the hips up into downward facing dog. So maybe you stay here. Maybe you bring the right foot onto the wall. Maybe you start to press the right foot into the wall. Maybe the left foot starts to lift. Maybe you do a couple of up and downs here. Maybe you reach the left leg up in the air and then touch back down. So just kind of play with this. See what feels appropriate for you. Let's take just another moment here to play. Release it down. And this time, if you can, we're going to keep the toes tucked. We're going to drop the hips back to the heels. And then start to work your body back toward the wall. So it might be that you stay somewhere like here. See how your toes and your feet are feeling. Maybe you bring your hands onto your thighs. Maybe you bring your hips back. Maybe you bring your body against the wall. So this is a big stretch for the feet, for the toes, for the arches of the feet. Really good for some of the issues like plantar fasciitis or fallen arches. So let yourself take another breath or two here. And again, if you need to ease off, just walk your hands forward. Lift your bottom off of your heels a little bit. That will help take the pressure off. And then when you're ready, just walk the hands forward. We're going to point those toes, bring the knees forward, and just tap the tops of the feet onto the mat. Giving them a little break. Now from here, we're going to go ahead and find that downward facing dog again. So tuck the toes, let the balls of the feet and the heels be at the wall. Lift your hips up into your downward facing dog. This time we're going to take the left foot up onto the wall. Start to press the left foot. Maybe the right foot lifts. Maybe you just do some little baby lifts up and down. Maybe you take the leg all the way up. So again, we're just playing, we're experimenting. We're here on the mat, open, empty, and bare. Maybe trying something new. Maybe shifting our perception of the true potential within. Let yourself play wherever you are for another moment. And then whenever you're ready, lower the feet back down. Bring the knees down. This time we're going to take the toes and point them. And we're going to sit back onto those heels. Bring the heart space open, lean back into the wall. Maybe the knees can lift. So now we're stretching the tops of the feet and the tops of the toes and the tops of the ankles. So you decide, maybe just sitting on the heels is enough. Maybe you need a blanket or something underneath your bottom, between the heels and the bottom. Maybe the heels can be against the sit bones as you lift the knees. So just recognizing your potential in this practice. Now when you're ready, we're going to go ahead, come back up, tap those feet one more time, and then we'll wiggle to a seat. So from here, we're going to actually come to elevate the legs. So let yourself sit close to whatever it is that you're using to support your legs. So I'm using the wall, so I'm going to get really close to the wall here, sitting sideways. And then as I lie down, I'm going to sweep my legs up onto that surface. So if you're using a chair or a sofa or a footrest, then your knees are going to be bent. If you're using a wall, your legs will be straighter. The closer you are to the wall or the chair, the better. But if you need a little softness in the knees and you're using a wall, you can always create a little bit of space between your pelvis and the wall. We're going to start by finding our mudra once again. So taking the two hands, bringing the ring finger into the center of the palm, and then touching thumb to the other three fingers. That mudra of potential. Once you have that, go ahead and cactus your arms. So you're creating this cactus shape on the earth with your arms. We're going to take just a few breaths here. And as you're doing these breaths, I want you to feel like your heels are reaching and the toes are drawing toward the shins. So whether the knees are bent or the legs are straight, let your ankles be in flexion. Let yourself take a few breaths here. Feel the belly, the rib cage, and the chest expand. So we're going to play some more with this concept of pressing through the legs to rise. So we're going to start by bending both knees so that the feet are flat on the wall. Or if you're using a chair, you can put your feet flat on the chair, on the seat of the chair. You're going to press down into those feet and start to curl your tailbone off of the ground. So the pelvis is just going to tilt under, and then you're going to lower that back down. So let's do this a couple times. Inhaling and exhaling. So the inhale is the lift, and then see if you can get your pelvis and maybe your first two vertebrae to curl up. And then start to let that movement come up the spine a little bit more so that vertebrae by vertebrae, you're lifting. And vertebrae by vertebrae, you're lowering. So we're really creating space in the discs areas of the spine, and hopefully releasing some of the tension that creates a shortening of the spine, which leads to shrinking over time. And as you get comfortable, let the range of motion grow. So maybe you go a little higher. You start to curl the tail under, lift the pelvis, press into the shoulders. Make sure the chin is lifting slightly away from the chest. Let the exhale bring you down slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae. We'll do just a couple more to see how high you can go. What is the potential for you in this movement? And be sure to honor that intuition that tells you, okay, this is good, I'm good here. I don't need to go further right now. Now let's come up into whatever height feels appropriate for you. And we're just going to take the right heel and just reach it up toward the sky. So now your left leg is holding you here. Now, if you'd like, you can bring your foot back to the wall and lower. And we'll come back up and switch legs. So the left leg now will reach as the right leg is pressing. And then we can bring that foot back to the wall and lower. So that's one option, to lift and lower with both feet on the wall and just hover one leg up while you're in the pose. Okay, another option is to lift into the pose. We'll take the right leg up again. Now you can put your foot back on the wall to lower, or you can try lowering vertebrae by vertebrae with that right leg lifting. Bring the foot back to the wall. Lift the pelvis, vertebrae by vertebrae, come all the way up. Take the left leg up toward the sky. Again, take a moment here to pause to feel that length. An option to bring the foot back to the wall to lower, or to keep it lifted as you lower vertebrae by vertebrae, letting the right leg strong and powerfully control the descent. And let that left foot come back to the wall if it's not already there. Now you can keep working with either of those variations, or we can take the right leg up before we lift. We can lift by pressing into just the left foot, reach the right heel up, and lower with the right leg extended. So any of these three variations. We're going to switch legs. Inhale as you lift, and exhale as you lower. Now, whichever variation you're working with today, let's do one more round. Little bit here as we get that second side in. And when you feel ready, even on both sides, let your legs relax. So again, if you're at the wall, go ahead and extend your legs back onto the wall. If you're using a chair or a sofa, go ahead And just let your legs bend and relax onto that. Finding the mudra on each hand. Feel the open, hearted space, that space across the chest and the collarbones, breathing, the shoulder blades relaxing onto the back. And gravity assisting in the blood flow, efficiently moving back to the heart. Take a moment to slowly turn your head from side to side. And then relax your hands. From here, we're just going to start to move the awareness around the body and use those breaths to relax. So we've worked hard in a short amount of time today to really get the muscles in the legs active, those roots active, to build some strength in those roots. And now we rest in this position to assist in the circulation through the feet and the legs. And to truly rest, we can use those exhalations to consciously relax the feet and the legs. So take a moment to soften your toes and relax the arches of the feet and the heels. Feel your legs supported. Surrender the weight of your legs onto whatever surface is supporting them. And invite a sense of ease into the knees and the hips. And then bring your awareness to your hands. And take a moment to soften the fingers, the palms of the hands and the wrists. Relax the arms into the surface beneath you and soften the joints of the elbows and shoulders. And now feel the pelvis supported, relaxing the muscles around the pelvis, softening the buttocks and the lower belly, the lower back. Invite a sense of ease into the organs of the lower belly, the organs of the pelvis, and the organs of the abdominals. Feel the rib cage expand as you breathe in, and feel it soften back to center as you breathe out. Open, empty, and bare to receive your true potential as it rises up. Invite that sense of ease into the lungs as they gently breathe. Notice the rise and fall of the chest, and any movement around the collarbones as you breathe. And invite that sense of ease into the organ of the heart as it gently beats in your chest. Feel the shoulder blades relaxed onto the back. And move your awareness to the tailbone, slowly moving the awareness up the spine, vertebrae by vertebrae. Feel your back body surrender to the support beneath you. Relaxing the lower back, the middle back, and the upper back. Feel the head supported as you relax the neck and soften the throat. Expanding that sense of ease into the jaw, the mouth, and the tongue. Relaxing the lips, the cheeks. And imagine that the earlobes are relaxed, the inner ear at ease, receiving very little stimulation. Soften the cheeks and the nostrils, feeling the breath gently move through the nasal passages into the olfactory sense. Relax the temples, soften the eyelids, and relax the nerves of the eyeballs. The eyeballs resting heavy in their sockets behind closed lids. Feel the eyebrows and the forehead relax. That sense of ease moving into the brain. Letting it rest heavy in the back of the skull. The mind at ease, at peace, quiet. And let yourself soften the skin over your entire body. Now, as you rest here, continue to feel how the exhale empties, clears, and releases that which no longer serves you. Any stuck, stagnant blockages, any obstacles that might be preventing you from moving toward your true potential. And now gently touch the tip of your thumb to the tip of your index finger. And then move the tip of the thumb to the tip of your middle finger, to the tip of your ring finger, to the tip of your pinky finger. Now, as you move the tip of the thumb back to the index finger, in your mind or aloud, consider the word activating as you touch the tip of the middle finger, my, as you touch the tip of the ring finger, true, and as you touch the pinky finger, potential. Let's cycle through this 3 more times. Activating my true potential. Activating my true potential. Activating my true potential. Activating the 5 elements in the body, balancing those elements. Let us now move into our mudra, the Kangula Mudra. As you move the tip of the ring finger toward the center of the palm, and then touch the thumb to the index, middle, and pinky fingers. Bring your awareness to the third eye space and the solar plexus. Somatic intuition. What is rising up? What is that deep inner wisdom have to tell you today? Take a moment to listen, deeply listen. What is it that's rising up to move you into the direction of your truest, fullest potential? Feel ready. Take a deep breath in through the nose and a full breath out through the mouth. Let yourself relax the hands and the fingers. Take a moment to wiggle the hands and the fingers and the toes, maybe the wrists and the ankles. Slowly turn the head from side to side. And bend the knees. You may need to wiggle away from the surface that you use to support your feet and legs today. Gradually make your way to lying on one side. Take a moment to cradle the head into the hands. As you rest here, supported in this fetal position, you can reflect on being in the womb just before birth, the infinite potential. And as you rise up to seated from your mat, allow yourself to rise, open, empty, and bare. A new birth, moving into your potential, free of obstacles, free of outdated habits, thoughts, and emotions. Take a moment to sit, the hands together at heart center. Gently dropping the chin toward the chest. Thank you so much for being here with me today and joining me in this practice. May we all continue to work toward our true potential. Namaste.